All right, we're back at the E3 today. We're gonna do a little bit of burning. All right, this is the start of the 2023 burn season. Trailed him. Oh. Did I call it? Oh, baby, it happens quick.
How much fun are we having?
Yeah.
Oh, he's hammered.
All right, we're back at the E3 today. We're gonna do a little bit of burning. We've got some good weather. We've got probably 5 to 10 mile-an-hour winds. We came in with the tractor and did some fire breaks around this. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 acres. It's starting to get some woody encroachment, so some trees and shrubs, and especially cedars that we don't want in here. This is predominantly a native grass field. It's got some fescue and other nasty stuff in it. So we're gonna set all this back and create some quality habitat today. Yeah, so we'll run this line and then we'll watch it and then we'll run that line and then we'll just strip it and push everything into the wind. First and foremost, you need fuel. There's a few different types of fuel you can use and different mixtures. For me, it's always a mixture of diesel and gasoline. Typically, it's about 2 to 3 parts diesel, 1 to 2 parts gas. The second thing you need is a drip torch. They're not hard to find. This one comes from forestry suppliers. They're not very expensive. They're much safer than, say, a propane torch or whatever else you may think of to use. The most important thing for me outside of being able to start the fire is obviously to put the fire out. And my favorite tool for that is a flapper. There's a few other things you can keep, like I have a water sprayer in the back, you know, just in case. It also just kind of helps to ride the fire line with a sprayer. If you see something you don't like, just spray it out real fast. In case of an emergency, it's great to have it. Other than that, I would say make sure you have a buddy, somebody with you. I never light a fire by myself, and I burn a lot each year, but I always have somebody with me. And typically we'll have radios because sometimes we may be on one side of the fire from each other, so we always have to be able to keep in touch. Copy that, we're gonna keep stripping her down, so whenever you're ready, you can come on back. But really, it's pretty simple. I mean, I keep a rake, a flapper, a drip torch, and a fuel mixture with me, and then a water tank if you want, and that's really about it. So as I'm lighting this thing, I'm not gonna just make a complete line across this. This fire will all come together, so we're not gonna use as much fuel. We're gonna leave some gaps. So you'll see me as I walk, I'll just drop here and there, you know, maybe every 10, 20 yards, somewhere in there. It's just gonna save us a little bit of fuel. If there are any small mammals, you know, rabbits in particular that are in here, it'll kind of give them some exits so that we're not killing animals. Another good tip when you're lighting fires, make sure you have a way to get around your fire. So whether that's, I would be careful if you're doing it in like a truck or something like that. Sometimes you can get maybe into some hairy spots. So I always like to have a four-wheeler side by side because I'm constantly riding my fire breaks checking. Just to make sure that nothing's crossed the line. Once we get everything burned off on the lines, then we're fine. But yeah, we're gonna really take our time and make sure that we've got everything off of our fire breaks before we go light another stripping fire or flanking fire, whatever. So you can tell that the wind is blowing this way. Our fire's coming into the wind, so it's what we call a backfire. So it's just slowly creeping in. You can see the cedar right here in front of us, and if you look out, there's a bunch of little woody trees and things. So this slower fire is able to stay on those trees longer. So in order to kill a tree with fire, you've got to get it to about 140 degrees. So if we were to just rip this fire through here, it may not get as good of a kill on some of this woody stuff. But as you can see, this fire is just gonna creep around this cedar and it's gonna slowly light it. And probably all, if not most of that cedar will burn down. And then all of this little woody stuff in here beside me, that fire really just creeped through real low and slow. But you can tell it's still, you know, pretty hot because of all the fuel we've got. So it's gonna do a really good job of setting all this woody encroachment back. My favorite thing about burning, makes the sheds a lot easier to find. So we're out just doing a little bit of shed hunting as this fire is kind of burning down, and came across a really cool spot. Look how many sheds we pick up out of this one little area. Pretty late. It's probably a year or two old. Fresh one, pretty good one. Little guy, this year's shed though. Yeah. It's 4 sheds in a 10-yard radius. Can't wait to see what else we pick up out of this thing. Well, that's all folks. We just finished up our burn. We did about 50 acres in 2 hours. So I would just encourage everyone, don't be afraid to get out and burn your property. Make sure that you take all the necessary steps beforehand. The biggest thing you can do is have good fire breaks. If you have good fire breaks, if the wind switches, if something goes wrong, you can erase a lot of mistakes by having really good fire breaks. So don't be afraid to go out and do some prescribed fire and have fun with it. Hey Buck Commander fans, we are very excited to offer our land management services to you guys. These will be all the services we provide on all of our Buck Commander properties, from habitat management plans to prescribed fire to food plots, and anything and everything to help you maximize the quality habitat and improve your hunting success. We're going to be dropping a lot more land management videos. If there's anything that you guys want to see us do, drop it in the comments below. For more information about what services we provide and how to get in contact with us, check out the description below.